Hello, New York City Charter Schools. This is Tracy Davey with an introductory video of how to report course instructor assignment data manually in level 0. Before you can report your course instructor assignment data, you need 3 other templates in level 0. And that is courses. The state needs to know what are the courses at your classes, so then you can assign teachers to them. They need to know the location marking period. How often is a decision made about a student passing or failing a class and when they might receive credit. Almost every school will have one designation there for full year classes. If you're a high school and students take half year classes and they could pass it and maybe after the end of the fall term and at the end of the spring, and then they have full year classes too, that type of school would need 3 location marking periods. And then you also need to have staff snapshots reported. Anytime you need to enter anything manually, you can hover over manual input and choose the template that you're working on. On the screen, it's showing you all the fields that you need to fill in. Anything with an asterisk denotes that the field is required. And you can even see that some fields are pre-populated to help you out. So inputting this manually, you need to find a teacher. And at my sample school here, I am the only person with a teacher title. I think I'm actually the only person all around. This date is the date that a teacher took over a class. If you had a teacher the first half of the year, replaced them in January, and you know that first teacher left, maybe they became your principal, and now you replace that teacher. You want to denote the day that a teacher started. If you're reporting all the teachers who are in the class today, then you can actually skip reporting the person who maybe started the school year but did not stay as the teacher for your class. The most important thing here is to have one teacher for every class in your building. So I'm going to imagine that I'm a brand new kindergarten center with one teacher. No, it can't. Let's say maybe there would be 5 kindergarten classes and gym, art, music, stuff like that. Okay, so in the end, we need to denote those 5 kindergarten classes, probably 5 gym classes, 5 art and music classes also. So we'd have a total of 20 different courses we need to report. Okay, a start date. I'm just going to make this simple and use September 1. Remember the format that the state likes their data in. If your teacher never left the class, you don't have to put in any information there. You have to denote for every class that you have at your school who is the primary teacher, who is responsible for the curriculum, grading, and whatnot. And so I'm that person. If there was a second teacher in the room with me, they're going to need a record for the same class, but they're going to say no to primary and yes to special education. But that's not the case here. But again, it's got an asterisk, so I have to fill in every field. At your charter school, you would only see one name there. You'll choose your school name, and then you'll choose the class that you're reporting for whatever is in front of you. I made my world easy for full year classes. We decide at the end of the year if a kid needs to repeat kindergarten. I use the number 1 for my term codes and 1 for my marking period. Anytime I see that a question for that information in any template, I know that I'm going to use the term 1. I suggested that the school has 5 sections of kindergarten. We don't care how you number them or arrange them. The state prefers a numeric in here, but I have seen section codes that are red, white, and blue. So whatever is best for you in your school. I'm just going to make this section 1 to make it simple. Again, marking period is not required in this particular one, and a course differentiator is also not required. This one's important, the instructor delivery method. And this is all about how your course was designed. If your school was designed to be in person, but you are working remote for any part of this year or all of this year because of the pandemic, then you're going to report that the class is face-to-face. Your delivery, the actual presentation of classes might be different, but it's designed to be face-to-face, so you would report it that way. If you have a course that was designed to be online and is only offered online, maybe it's not just a course, but a particular section. Maybe you're kind of video bringing in a teacher from another part of the state or something. They can come from all over the world nowadays, right? That would be an online learning class. Again, the class was designed to be online and it's only online. Blended would be some combination of the two, if that's what you have. Distance learning is more common at the secondary level, and it might not be common unless you're part of a network where one teacher at a school is in a room with students and has the technology to project the class into other buildings. Students are sitting together in a different class. The information is coming to them from a distance. The course is designed to be that way. Usually at a receiving school, the students are in a room with a TA or another teacher right there. Again, this question, instructor delivery method, is about the design of the class. Face-to-face has been and probably will always be the most common. I kind of hope so for schools, for kids, for socialization and all that. So if I was not the primary instructor, say there are 3 teachers in this room, then you would need 3 course instructor assignment records for that kindergarten class section 1. You would have 1 record for Tracy, that's a primary instructor. You would have 1 record for Miss Scarlett. I'm thinking of a clue here, right? She might be the, she would have no for primary instructor, but be the primary special education teacher. And then maybe Colonel Mustard is the E&L teacher. Then he would have yes in this field and no in the other 2 fields. The state education department is using these fields to determine if your teachers are certified in that class. So if you have a teacher with special education certification, but you report them as a primary instructor at the elementary level, they might pop up as out of certified if they don't have that exact certification. So again, you want to match that part as best as you can. Required field, make sure you fill it in each time. Primary language, this one is English. If you are a school doing some kind of immersive instruction and it is in a different language, just to note that. Incidental teacher is a typical public school issue, not for charter schools. On the staff snapshot, we have to worry about that charter exemption field, and the public schools do not. On course instructor assignment, incidental teaching is always no at a charter school. So just tap in your no, and then you'll have validate and save. Yay, I did it right. If you ever make a mistake, you can view the record there, hit delete, and then hit delete proceed. It's a double step because they don't want you to delete anything accidentally. Let's say I'm going to do clear. I need to start a new field, a new entry. You do need to hit clear. And let's say that now I'm just the gym teacher. So I'm going to find my name again. I'm going to get a start date in there. No end date. I am the primary teacher of that class. I'm not special education, this one either. Here's my school. Here's my phys ed class. Term code, remember, I designed it, so I know what I'm using for a full year course. You need to know what you have. And let's say this is the 5th kindergarten class. I need to put a 5 in there, right? Instruction delivery method, still, it was designed to be face-to-face. I'm not ENL. Primary language, I'm just tapping an E on my keyboard. Maybe you have to type EN, and there we go. We get English popping up. You can save some time from scrolling down, and then change that to no, validate and save, right? That was much quicker. Same teacher, I need to report that kindergarten class section number 4. Use this button. You absolutely need to clear the screen. If you start typing on the same line, it's only going to fix this line. You'll never get an additional class. So current staff add new. Again, when did I start the new class? And I'm still the primary instructor, not special ed. Is my phys ed class. It only saved me a couple of fields there, kept them populated from the last one. This one is my section 4 class of the kindergarten, face-to-face, no to that one. Primary language, again, EN on my keyboard, and that's in there. Incidental, no. Validate and save. I should have timed that. You can look at the timing on this video, but your teachers, such as this, who have tons of sections of classes, they're going to take the longest. But as you see, it might not take too long. Okay, I hope this video is helpful. Don't ever forget to do your L1 data prep when you are done. I suggest only doing it once a day. Actually, if you are working on a whole bunch today, you get timed out, You go home and you're like, oh my God, I never did the L1 data prep. It's fine. Every time you hit validate and save, your data is perfectly safe in level 0. I'm going to go look at my home screen here for the course instructor assignment row. We'll see that I have 2 records in there. You can see when I last updated it. And this bar over here is warning me I never did my L1 data prep. In order for your data to be transferred to the New York State Department of Education for submission to the State Education Department, you must do L1 data prep. Whatever template you need to report to complete this on, hover over L1 data prep, choose that template, and there are 3 taps on the screen. You have to hit that submit file because that's how the data literally moves to a different place so that it's in the queue to be pushed off to the city for state ed. And now you can see when it's done. Okay, that's it. If you have maybe even 4 dozen courses in your building, different teachers and sections, a small new school, I would definitely do it manually. It might be easier than getting the template and then having to load the template. If you loaded a whole bunch and realized you totally forgot to put in those Spanish classes or something, then go find that teacher and add their classes manually with this process. Okay, everybody, keep reporting. You're doing a great job.